Hi guys, John here, Mr. Forex Fire. Just going to quickly share your screen and show you where we are. We've got the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We've just got to set up Friday's training session. Let's have a look. We just go to the arrow vertical line. So we've got from 8 a.m. till 10:30. That's where we're trading from today. But we're going to have a look on the 15 minutes, see where the growth is. We've had a growth of 10.79 this week based upon one pair on the 2-hour sessions. We smashed through the 15 minutes. And again, I'll see if I can just scroll in on this. The 15 minute order block. Okay. I base it upon the big stretch of impulse move. That was yesterday's order block. And now, because we've been heading down, I do anticipate a move to the upside today, because we've stretched all the way back to, let's take a look, this block here. So we've gone from wick to wick all the way back 27th of August. And if we go forward to where we are today, it's come to mitigate into some of the contracts there. So we may get a push down. Let's have a look. We may get a push down to sort of test this here. And then we'll see a push up. But I'm going to have a look at see what happens at 8 o'clock. I do think we'll end up at some stage today, possibly heading towards here, depending on the news today. So I'm going to pause the video, go on the 1 minute just to see what happens first. The 1 minute. Let's take a look. So there's nothing really much happening at the moment, because we've got a box here as well. It's consolidating. So we're waiting for the breakout, which is good because it's not happened yet. So I'll pause the video and we'll come back just after 8 o'clock, see where we are. But like I say, overall, we're going to be looking at that move on the downside to possibly come into this, possibly on the 15 minutes on the lower order block. And then I still think we're going to be pushing up into the higher supply areas at some stage. So pause the video for now and we'll see you in a bit. Morning guys, let's take a look. It's 8:30 now. A little bit of a slow start, simply because the kids are going out to school and some other family emergencies this morning. However, let's just go to the screen. And I just want to run over a couple of things. I'm not in too much of a rush to get into trades today, if I'm honest. We've had some nice profits this week. So at the moment, again, we're going to give it a rundown for those that are watching this for the first time. My name's John Docherty, Forex Fire. I've been trading for 4 years. We are using the 1 minute Forex Fire scalper based upon one pair, which is the Euro USD. And the parameters is always generally 8 a.m. to 10:30. I'll give 2 hours or 2 and a bit hours of my time. I go to 10:30 generally because it's normally 8:30. By the time I can get on to do this. And you'll see some boxes on here at the moment. So I generally start off on the 15 minutes, to be fair. Okay. So on the 15 minute, when we start the week on the Monday, you can see this box here. Okay. And why I've gone into further along. We've got a push down to get these candles a bit bigger. You can see within this, we've got the drive down. So from here down to the bottom of the wick, this is what we call an area where a selling was just in control. So as it's pushed out, I'm sort of looking for stuff to come back in as well with regards to this sort of stuff. It didn't quite come in to mitigate. From there, guys, you can see on a day-to-day basis, you can see I've got a lot of writing on here. Don't let that put you off, because what I'm starting to do now is I'm documenting the stuff that we do. So we've got week one, you can see on a day-to-day basis, okay, where we've got the wins, the losses, wins, losses. We got a break even just yesterday, and now we're starting today with the 17th. And you get rid of that, okay. From there, guys, the general consensus on the 15 minutes at the moment, you'll see I was expecting a push up yesterday to these sort of areas, to be honest. So this is the first sort of day of this week where my bias was generally wrong. However, we still had some good growth. We were still in profit, okay. So at the time, this wasn't in play, right? We were looking at this and then possibly a shift up. In fact, the area had actually came down and completely smashed through this. And now where this is sort of acting and consolidating at the moment, I thought, well, I'll have a look to the left, see what's happening and see where it's at. And you've got to go all the way back to, let's take a look, to, you'll see on the bottom, the 27th of August at 2 p.m. You can see wick to wick, it's an order block, okay. We've had a big impulse move out, so at some stage price will come back in to respect that, and when you move back into price, you can see it's coming to meet that and mitigate, okay. From there, I still believe we may get a bit of a push down, or we may not. Again, we've got a big spike up on the 15 minutes to the 1 minute. That might show a bigger impulse move, to be fair. So we might be ready to get in on a trade at the moment. But end result today, I do believe we're going to be pushing up into this sort of area, or at least pushing up into that there, okay. So we'll see how we go today. Let's drill it down to the 1 minute. Let's just get rid of a couple of things. These were off the fire zones. Right, so excuse me. Let's just have a quick look at the 1 minute. So we've got, yeah, consolidated all the way along here. We're now starting to get the drive out. We want to get a bit closer. Get these candles bigger. Right, so what I want to see first of all, guys, is a push. So I'm going to draw a couple of trend lines. So I want to have that dotted line. Wait. Break. And then we'll also have one, if I'm honest with you, we'll need to put one on the top side as well. Short text. Wait for break. Now what I want to do, save as, wait for break, because these templates come in handy, to be fair. So yeah, so we're going to wait. We're not going to go totally in on a trade yet. I mean, I was possibly looking at this, to be fair, but even if I was looking at that, I want this top side to be broken. So not to rush into anything today, we're waiting for a push, a bounce, a reaction. Okay. And then the same on here. Okay, so as we get a break of this, we then be looking for supply on the top. As we push out and then a bounce and then a break of this structure, we'll be looking for a demand area. Okay, so I'm just going to pause the video. We'll come back. Before we pause it, I'm just going to run over this as well. I'm going to start doing these so I can document what I'm doing on a week-to-week basis. I think for this month, We will base this on the Euro USD. Next month, we will pick another pair of choice. We may do the Great British Pound USD. The Great British Pound USD is very volatile. I would like to see what that does during the 1 minute scalps. I do have a feeling it's going to stop out a lot more than what the Euro USD does. If you want to drop your comments below and let me know if that's something you want me to look at, and we can document this together. From there, guys, as always, give me the thumbs up. Click on the subscribe button, hit the join if you're getting value out of what I'm doing with these, and also hit the notification bell to get notified once I do anything live. Okay, guys. So I'm just going to stop the share and we will come back in a moment. Let's take a look. All right, guys, I'm just going to share the screen. Get my handsome face a little bit bigger. There we are. So as you can see, we've had the breakout. Okay. I'm just waiting for, we'll get rid of this. Let's just get rid of a couple of things. Right. So we could base this upon the structure of there. Point on there. We're waiting for a green candle, to be honest, to show us a push back up before I can officially have like a TP area. Let's take a look. We'll have that there. I still think we're going to get this drive down back into here again before we get the push up, because there's a Wyckoff schematic being drawn out on this. But again, that's a video for another time, to be fair. So we've got to wait for the break happen. Right, so there we are. There's a green candle. Let's take a look. Just move my control panel down. We've got 30 seconds. Still a red candle. Let this play out. It's turning into a bit of a doji, so it's a bit indecisive to turning green. We might start getting the reversal up. Look to the right. Okay, we've got 10 seconds. Red candle. Green. Yeah, that's a doji. That's still a red candle, to be fair. I'm just going to place that onto there, to be honest, because I do think we're going to get the reversal from here. Right, so that's the parameters now. I'm going to pause the video, come back in about a minute. We'll see where we are. It's still a continuation down, to be fair. I'll be back in a second, just so we can have a predetermined take profit area. Just bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Hi guys, let's go back and share the screen. Again, we've had the break. It looks as if it's heading down, to be fair, but I'm taking a little bit of interest and we're seeing that. Something I'm looking at on the lower side, to be honest, because we've had a push out and a break from this sort of area here, you know. We might get a push back up from here, mitigating into this, to be honest. But we're just going to see if this breaks here. Okay, so my thought process at the moment, if this smashes through here, okay, I'm then going to be looking at that as an entry. Okay, so we're just going to see what happens on this push back. See which sort of direction we're going in, because we've headed back into this consolidated area, you see, and I'm using what we call a fire block method. So it'll be generally 50% of this initial pullback. It would normally be respected. See where we are with the zones. So anywhere between these two magnets here will be a respected area within that zone there. So we'll probably find a couple of bits of consolidated candles here, and then it's either going to push up or it's going to push and continue down to break liquidity of that. Okay, so again on here, there's liquidity unit resides underneath that. We just want to see if it pushes out, to be honest, and see what happens from there. So we've had our break from the M pattern. You can see we've come up, we've got an M pattern, then we've had an impulse move down. So what we've got in essence is a bat. That's known as a bat harmonic. So we may even get a push from here up into this area, and then it may come down and break through this. But let's see what happens. We'll see what happens. You can see as expected. Let's make this a bit bigger in here. Just concentrate on this pattern at the moment. See how it reacts. I do believe that we're going to get some sort of consolidated area here. And I know this is the fire scalp. This is the initial preference, what we're looking at, but I'm incorporating other bits of trading analysis that I've learned over time. And if these can give you some little nuances and sort of things like that on how to sort of look at the chart yourself, then that's fantastic. But this is a harmonic pattern. It's I do believe it's a bat pattern. Let's have a look. There we are. So we've got the M. You see there, we've got the M. Got it here. See if we can get this a bit bigger. So just to go off on a tangent for you guys. See, there we are. That might be a bit better bat pattern. See here. Well, that's going off on a tangent with that. So we're getting a bit of a reaction on the D point. Hopefully we'll get a push up. However, 50% of these patterns are generally a strong area, to be fair. So we're getting a reaction now from that halfway point on there. If we just get rid of that. Okay, we're going to get rid of the candle here. And we'll get rid of that. And I want to draw from the C down to the D. And you'll see on here, just for extra confluence, guys, obviously my fire zone fibs, the area of interest that I'm looking at is right there on my money zone, okay? So that's what I'm looking at. And if we do get that, it'll be a good play. It'll be a 2.57 trade for today. I think today that the market's this morning's going to be a little bit slow. But what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to let that play out. Let's just look at the bigger picture as well. If we do get a drive and a push out of this, I'm then going to scrub all this, and I'm going to be looking at an entry possibly on that there. Okay, so again, I hope you're taking some notes along when I do this. I hope you're finding these little sessions that I do a little bit useful. What we'll do is we'll pause the video, we'll come back, we'll see what's happening with this pattern in the next say 15-20 minutes, and we'll take it from there, guys. Again, whatever we do at the end of the day, we will have this on here updated, and we'll have the running tool on on what the end of the week is. And I think what I might do as well, we might do a video based on a week-to-week basis, based upon the scalping method as well. So I might start uploading that, and we'll run through the results and the analysis as well. So that'll be a Forex Friday weekly vlog. We're also having the daily sessions on here, but we'll have an end of week sort of deep dive analysis based upon the scalper. Okay, so from there, guys, I'm just going to pause the video and we will see you in a bit. All right, so the charts are playing tinker this morning. So let's check up and I'll show you what I mean. What you'll find is this pattern has come down. It's went past the X. Again, liquidity has been broken. So what I need to do is let's just tidy up the chart a bit. Let's tidy up the chart a bit. Let's get rid of these. We are certainly seeing weakness within the Euro USD. There's a big push down. So has there been used? We need to get rid of that trade there. Certainly the break. We'll need to do a reanalysis. But we don't worry about these. We don't worry about these things, okay? Again, we're not here to rush into a trade. Going on what I've done this week, I think patience shows you. It shows you perseverance pays off. What we could do now, we're heading towards where the bias is, guys, okay? So that's number one thing. We are trading the 1 minute chart, okay? And as you can see, I'm not feeling rushed. I'm not feeling sort of disturbed to get into a trade. I'm letting price come and do what it needs to do to get to the areas that I'm expecting. My bias this morning was and still holds. We are expecting to move down to here at some stage. However, price has, it's taken liquidity. If you look, let's just do another reanalysis. But the bias is going to stay the same, okay, with this preference here. So it's come down, it's took liquidity from there, okay? We still have liquidity resides a lot on that area there. We are now coming up. I'm possibly, let's go for something along the preference of this, guys. Let's go. I've got a feeling it's going to sneak back up to the area that we thought, to be fair. Am I going to check that before it enters? Must we do it to that there, to be fair? Right, and liquidity to here. So I'm going to base it upon this structure move here. We'll see if it enters on here. And I'm basing it upon where we've had this pullback here down to here. And it's going to be protected from there. So I've got a feeling this might stop us out. There's the entry there, guys. See if we can get the push down. And again, we did have the initial sort of entry up on here. It might be a case that it's going to push up and enter there, to be honest. If it does, and this invalidates, okay, if this invalidates, we might pick the entry here and then go for the sort of bigger short, where we would be looking at a 3.59. But we'll see what happens with this. What I'll do is I'll pause the video, okay, and we will see how this plays out, and we'll be back in a second. Again, this trade here be worth a 1.61. So I'm just going to stop the share, and we'll be back in a moment. We have, guys, the push has came up and it has stopped us out. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of that. Bring this into play. And it looks like it's heading towards the first one that I thought this morning. So again, I'm just going to push that over to that side. That there is a loss. We might hit our first loss of the week. Might hit the first loss of the week. So that's a -1%. Right, so we haven't quite getting up into a wick entry. Again, from there to there, we were less than a pip from an entry. Is this going to do a U-turn on us, or is it going to come and give us the entry that we first expected? Again, I'll stay on this and see where we are. Again, the push is going to be down towards, because that liquidity was broken, remember. We've got the liquidity on this side here now. So we'll give it another minute or two. Generally, these trades or these sessions will hold 1 or 2 trades. What I'll do from here, we'll see what happens with this particular trade, because like I said this morning, I do have some family stuff going on, and we'll see where this heads out. And then if the bias is still continuing where we need, I'll hang on a little bit more. If it shoots past this here, then I'll close it out for the week and we'll see where we are. So I'm going to pause the video for now. We'll come back, see if we'll get the entry. And it is that time in the morning when I normally go for my mid-morning cup of tea and have my minute or 2 break. So I'll check back in with you in a second there, guys. Okay, just going to stop the share and I'm just going to go and boil the kettle for a cup of tea. Back once again, as mentioned, got my cup of tea for me break. Always have my 9 o'clock break and a nice chocolate biscuit. So let's share the screen and see what's happening. You're not rushing into anything. I've got that back pattern back on, as you can see. It's predetermined the area on the top end. We're starting to get a drive and a little bit of a push up. Excuse me. A little bit of a push up to possibly hit our entry. We've got liquidity. Liquidity residing here. Certainly liquidity on that lower side. So a little bit of consolidation, to be fair. We'll see. We'll get the push out. Again, going on yesterday, there was an overall 10.79 growth over 4 days. And yesterday we only had the 1 trade, to be fair. No, we had 2, sorry, we had 2. So we had 1, which was straight the runner clear, which was fantastic because yesterday we had an impulse, which was a breakout. It came back in and we played it from this other swing point. And then we had a 1 which we moved to break even. So it was a good day yesterday. Today we're on a -1 at the moment. But we're looking at the moment for the entry on this higher side on the top of the back pattern. However, if you've been watching any of my videos over the last few days, you will know that I talk heavily about the springs. There we've got 16 minutes worth of candles where it's condensing in, consolidating. So you've had an impulse move breaking the structure here. Okay, so you've had an impulse move from there, guys. Need to look at something. We need a break of structure on the top, to be fair. We just need to get rid of that. it may be a case that it actually comes down to test this to move back to the higher side, to be fair, because the general bias overall, if I'm honest with you, we'll go to the 15-minute, the general bias overall is I'm expecting the trend to be moving up, because as we've got lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, we've sort of petered out here. Okay, we've petered out there. We've now got lows, higher highs, lower highs, higher highs, lower highs, higher highs, lower highs. So we're starting to see a shift in trend, to be fair. And if we go down to 1 minute, you can certainly see that within the pattern here. Get the path, high, lower high, higher high, lower high. For a little bit of consolidation here. Higher high, lower high. I'm hoping for a push down here and then into this area here. But we'll see what happens again, guys. Again, this is why I said this morning, I'm not too keen on trading Fridays. I don't tend to trade Fridays as such, if I can help it. If we do get a breakout of this, I'm then going to concentrate my area possibly on this order block here, which would be, I would base it from that preference there. Again, I need to see the breakout, in all honesty, the breakout out of there. Hopefully you can see these candles nice and bright and big. I do know we had a couple of comments the other day, but that, it's pushing. That's what I'm looking for. Not much movement today, to be fair. I mean, overall, from in play down to there, there's only been 16 pips of movement. So there's not massive movement within the charts here. I'll stop the share and we'll come back after we've paused the video for a bit. Okay. It looks like the camera has. See if I can share the screen. My camera working? Stop video. Start video. There we are. It looks like the camera was playing up there. It'd be interesting to watch the video back to see what happens, guys. Yeah, so let's take a look. Let's get this magic wand out of the way and let's give this a reanalyzation. Again, we went into some consolidation. We're on about 16, 17 minutes worth. We've had a breakout, okay? Again, I'm not going to worry too much. I think I made this mistake on the last trade, to be fair, because, because the structure holds, okay? The structure holds. We've got price intermediary in here. We've had a breakout of this. Now we could technically have a trade here going down to the swing point, but I'm going to hold on for this bigger player. Again, got my fingers burnt once on this one, once bitten, twice shy sort of thing. So we're going to keep this in play, see where we are. Again, I know I did say once this sort of plays out and if we get a break, we will be looking and concentrate on this area. But I think the safer player is waiting for the bigger move. Again, based upon that, to that there's half an hour's worth of candles. And again, 1 minute, is it fast? Can be. But even on the 1 minute, price is price. It'll do what it wants to do and it can condense itself in. It'll condense itself in. So let's just see if we do get this push up onto here from this outbreak. And what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to pause the video again. Fridays tend for me to be a little bit slow in the morning. The movements tend to come like mid-afternoon before they start again compress and condense into this sort of stuff on the charts. So a -1 so far today. I'm not worrying about that. We've been profitable all week. I am documenting this as always. Again, we've got it on here. We'll have a full rundown and an analysis overlook on what we're doing. There's the push there. We're coming into where we possibly could have ended in here. Again, I still think we're going to get the push onto here. I still think we'll get that push, to be fair. And the overall analysis, again, guys, if you remember, the overall analysis was a shoot off up towards this higher area here. I thought we might get a push down and liquidity taken on this downside. We're just going to get ourselves brought into here. Let's just see what happens. See if we'll get the entry before I pause the video. We'll give another minute or two. From there, what we'll do is you can see it's testing the liquidity. It's testing the liquidity. Again, just under a pip from that entry spot. It wants to push. It wants to do it. It's been a little bit teasing. It's teasing us. Let's just watch how many seconds is left on this candle. We're into a new candle. See, we'll get that little push extra for that, for this one coming into play. So again, guys, as it's midway, it is now coming up to, what time is it? 9:45. Okay. If you haven't done so already, always remember to give us a thumbs up on these videos. Hit the subscribe to see whenever. So there's the entry. See when things come out. The notification bell as well. Please comment and engage on these videos as well. The more people engage on these, I know what sort of content you want to look at and what you want me to do. So we have hit an entry. Are we going to be in a -2 for today, or will we be on onto some profit? So here, guys, because we've got a point down, I'm going to have that there as a move to break even. Okay, that's a move to break even. So if price comes down and hits this, the stop loss comes down to entry, and we're going to be moving to break even just to protect obviously that first loss of all. Okay, and then if it pushes right the way down, which we're hoping it will, we've got a 3.47 there, to be fair. Let's just take a look. If I just move this to here, I'll tell you what I will do. I'll make that a 1 to 2. If it does come down, that means we've got a 1%. Let's protect what we've got so far this week, and play the game as it should be. So if this comes down and hits the TP area, it knocks away that -1, and we've grown the account by a 1%. It's a numbers game after all, guys, and we need to protect the house, as this here. I'm going to pause the video, see what happens. I'm hoping that this isn't going to be that push and that drive that I was expecting to the upside to here. I really hope that isn't that. I really want to see this come down and play. I really want to see it come down and play it into that spot there before it rockets off. And I'm hoping that comes into play after the session ends, if that makes sense. Okay, so we've got to move to break even to protect it. And then we've also got our TP area. It's a 1 to 2, this trade now. So we'll see what happens with this. I'm going to pause the video and then we will be back shortly. I will speak to you in a bit. Hi guys, my connection had dropped, so hopefully with me doing this, I'm on a hotspot now on my phone. and see if I can edit this into what we were doing. I don't know what's happened. I don't know if there was a power surge or what, but we'll see what happens. Let's go into the chart. See what we've caught where we are. There we are, guys. So far we're heading down towards the break even. We are protecting the house as an update. We've got this to a move to break even. This is a risk to reward of 1 to 2. It was a 1 to 3.47, but I'm going to be happy based upon the trading today. The markets have been really slow for me. Overall, the movement of pips between here and here has only been 6 pips. So by the time you condense it in, there hasn't been much movement in all honesty. So as we are heading into the last half hour, it's now 10 a.m. I just want to say a big thank you to everybody that's watched these. This will be uploaded into a series. I really do hope I can put this in together after I've had the drop out of signal. And what I'll do is I'll pause the video in a second, because we just need this to play out to see where it's at. Once we've seen what this does and once this plays out, whether it stops us out or whether it's the move to break even and take profit, we'll take things from there, guys. Okay, this will be the last trade for this morning session, at least. I am hoping we are going to get the push down to at least the move to break even. It's heading towards there. Let's just see if it plays out. If it does, it's a risk-free trade. That means it's happy days. It just means we wait for that further push and just see if it gives us that. And what we'll do is we'll drill a bit further in. We'll see if it's going to give us that, because this is the area we're concentrating on at the moment. There is other things I'm sort of testing, which I'm going to bring possibly into next week. I'm just going to see if I can share the screen on that. It's this sort of stuff here. I have been factoring in on a challenge. Okay, I have got this trade running as a challenge, and we are in around about £300 in profit at the moment. So I've started today, at least from today, I've been factoring, you can see in here, the Euro USD. I took a couple of trades yesterday based upon the 1 minute scalp. We were down and we were up a bit, but today I factored this in on this morning trade, and so far it's based upon just under a 1%. I'm risking just under 1% on these trades on a demo. And what I mean by demo, it is via FTMO challenge. So I'm going to try and factor in a challenge alongside taking trades at the same time, as well as doing these recordings going into next week. Again, I might close this out soon because it is in a bit of profit, because we don't really want to be starting to do that properly from next week. So I am in a bit of a testing phase with that. Let's just head back. It hasn't pushed to the break even part yet. Let's take a look. Yeah, so what I'll do on this side, because it's just over the 100k, I'll close that out. Okay, so now I'm about £100 in profit on that. Going into next week, we're going to be trying to incorporate a risk to reward. We'll not be risking 1%. We will do on the demo side of the chart and the analysis and the Excel sheet, but I'm going to try and factor in doing an FTMO challenge based upon this as well. So that's the news for today. Let's just take a look. We'll go back onto here, see if we can get this push to break even. Is it going to let us get it? Come on, you can push down, you can push down. Again, we speak about liquidity. You can see how liquidity is forming along there. So there's liquidity along there at the moment. What we need it to break that, and then it's liquidity is taken from these two candles, because every candle holds its own liquidity. Okay, and believe it or not, from there to there is not even worth 1 pip. It's not even worth 1 pip. So there's liquidity residing there, but there's still not even 1 pip's worth of movement on that. So in that essence, basically, we should get at least a move down to the break even area. We'll just see this candle's going to push us down towards there. Just need to keep driving down and driving down. Just need that little push. And how many pips is it actually from where price is down to the TP? So we need around about 3 pips of movement to the downside, not even a pip of movement, just to get us to the break even part. That will be my main. That's the first battle. That's the first hurdle we need to get over. We're getting some indecisiveness at the moment. 5 seconds left of this candle. It's within the body of the last selling candle, so that's a good sign. There's nothing pushed up above the open of that. So as price is starting to come into what, again, that compressed spring, if you like to call that. We'll go. We don't want this to go. We don't want this to head above. We've got, again, there's liquidity riding there as well. So we've got a bit of a zone point at the moment. Let's take a look. Dear range. So we'll go from here to here. There's around about 6 minutes. 6 minutes, and within that liquidity area, as we drill it down, be more analytical. In the 6 minutes, there's barely 3 pips of movement. Barely 3 pips of movement. Now, I've come to love this sort of style of trading, to be fair, where I'm drilling things down and watching the candles and watching price, because overall, price is price, structure. They will all respect areas of importance. It happens a little bit quicker when it comes to the fractal time and the nature on the lower time frames, to be fair. But again, this is our zone at the moment. Let's have a look. This is our zone of play. I just don't want it to break. I don't want it to break above the upper end. If it breaks above the upper end, we're going to move back into an uptrend. We need that candle to stay red. Like I say, we'll stay on a bit longer. It's pushing towards it. It's pushing towards it. Come on. It's now just heading on to 10 a.m. 10 a.m. It's going to push above it. It's not what I needed. Come on. Come on. We want that to resist. Want it to resist. Come on. Come push down. Get us to that break even. Just want to see this, do this in front of your eyes, to be fair, guys. Let's get this down. There's news on here as well, to be fair. Not that I watch the news as such. The previous, so forecast is 0.4. There's no actual at the moment. So again, despite we are, and the bias is we were waiting for the downturn to continue, and the block is much further down. Let's just scroll out just so we can have a look. We are anticipating a move. I don't think we're going to get the move all the way down to here today, but I do anticipate, and I've said this all week, I do expect this to be taken or head towards to, at least. At the moment, we're in that consolidated phase. We've certainly moved out of that. We've got a bit of a signature pattern. Oh, go back, go back, go back, 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 back. For some reason I've knocked. That's what I want. we've got to keep that 1 to 2 on. Yeah, that's the 1 to 2. So yeah, we what was I going to say? The liquidity and things. That we've got a bit of a signature pattern. Liquidity on the high side, liquidity on the bottom side. This is another technique with smart money. We could see price certainly now push down into this, simply because we've had a push out, push up on the impulse, a return on a flag pattern back into an area of where it's going to respect and into here. So I just want to push out these fibs as well. Got to hit this computer at times. You see where the block is, right on the fire zone. So again, and then again, we're respecting on here. Just so many different things of confluence you can use, to be fair. It's just not going to give us this break even. It just does not want to play on the break even. But to stop the share for now, guys. Again, I'm using the hotspot on my phone. Hopefully, I've combined this together into the video I've already done, and we'll see what happens. This is certainly going to be the last trade for the day. We're hoping that if this plays out, we'll lock in the 2%. If we've locked in the 2%, we've cancelled out the loss for today, and we've grabbed the 1%. Okay, so I'm going to give you a final rundown and analysis at half 10 is when we'll come back on. We'll see how this plays out. Okay, so the next time you'll see me, it'll be the end of day session and the conclusion on where we are at, guys. Okay, so I'll speak to you in a bit. Speak to you in a bit. Hi guys, let's just go back and have a look. I think we're now our move to break even. There, yeah, certainly move to break even. Let's condense this in. We'll just need that push now to the TP. Let's move this to here. Again, if this comes out and rockets out, this comes out and pushes out of here, we have basically just had a -1 day to day. What we are needing is now is a push out of that area. The TP area. Let's take a look. Hopefully we're going to get the drive. Let's just see if we can let's just see if we can get that drive out. We've certainly protected the stop loss now. Again, if it stops out at -1, it makes no difference. You can't win them all during the week. It just shows you that I am human. We all make mistakes, but I'm doing this live in front of you. I'm showing you the 1-minute charts. Hopefully we just need to push that down that little bit more. Push that down that little bit more. It's now 1:15. Where I see it, it's 10:10. I'm looking at the clock on my wall. Yep. Ooh, no, has it? Has that given it? I think that is that confirmed. I think it is, isn't it? Let's go back. Again, we'll give another minute or two. I do think that's a confirmed hit. Go back. Go back. Yeah, that's a confirmed hit. Yeah, that confirms. You see the grey bits? Bang. Yeah, so we've got a 2%. So that's made me very happy today, to be fair. 2% win. Okay. Just get the calculator. It was 10.79 for the week. Okay. A -1 plus a 2%. We've got for the week, guys, 11. For the week, guys, 11.79% growth. Now, hopefully I can patch these videos together because we had a blowout of the router. There was a not an electric downtime or a cut out power cut. There wasn't. I couldn't get my words up there. Wasn't a power cut as such. For some reason, my router decided to turn itself off. It started doing my rundown of the first part of the video, but I'll patch these together. And today, guys, let's just have a look at this. Again, we had a -1%, and then we had a 2% gain. Okay, so growth 1%. Okay. See if I've been doing this correctly. 3.86 plus 4.62 plus, in fact, there's more. 4.62. Just need to get this. 10.79 growth. 8.55 growth. 4.62. Let's just see if I've got this correct, okay? Just so we've got this in front of your eyes as well. You can see I'm not hiding anything. Right, so we start from Monday, okay? So let's get this sheet on. So we had a -1, okay, that's this here. We had a win of 1.04. We had a win of 2.11. We had a -1, okay? And then at the end of the session, we had a 2.71. So you can see there, we'll agree. It's a 3.86 growth. That's what I have there. Let's move into the next session. So we had a 3.29. We got that. We had a -1. And then a 2.33. So let's just see, we've got this right, 3.29 -1 plus a 2.33, 4.62 growth. Yep, that's good. Going into the next session. This was yesterday. We had a 2.07 and a -1. Okay. Obviously, we don't need to do the math on that. You can see we've got that there. From there, guys, you can see we had a 2.24 and a move to break even. 2.24 move to break even. And then finally, finally today we had a -1 and a 2. Just need to get rid of that because we need to do this math again. You've just do apologize about that. The computer went a bit funny. So we need to get rid of that in all fairness. You've seen me drill this out today. Okay. So if we do that, get our calculator. Okay. So let's do the numbers. 3.86 plus a 4.62 plus a 1. 3. 3.86 plus a 4.62 plus a 1.07 plus a 2.24 plus a 1%. It's 12.79%. Fantastic stuff. So what we're going to do is total growth for the week. We'll do that. Total growth. So we'll get rid of that. Do this. Goodbye, Hanson for yourself. Merchant Center. Total growth. Week 1. And we'll put this on here, and it's 12.79%. So what we'll do is we'll do a nice little coloration. We'll do this as we're doing the growth. The growth is yellow. What we want to do, Merchant Center, 12.79%. Can we make that a little bit bigger? No, right. Let's make this color. We'll do this green because we've ended in profit. 16. And you see me update this in your in front of your very eyes, guys. Okay. Again, I don't hide behind anything. I'm very upfront. Very upfront with everything I do. Honesty, integrity, and value is what I hold and what I go against. Go for, I should say. So overall, 12.79%. Fantastic week. I hope you have enjoyed the session throughout this week. If you want to know more, drop your comment, engage. Let's get you involved with what we do with this. And most certainly what I want to do is in the run up to the middle of October, I might start doing live sessions and getting people involved with this. But then you must become a supporter within the YouTube channel, okay, to get access to that. So if you want to start putting your name into the hat for that at the moment, it would be best to get in and start supporting the channel and become either a Spark or a Fire member, ready for when I'm going to hold some live sessions, okay? Because I'm only going to have it open to so many people, to be fair, okay? So hope you're enjoying the content. We'll see you later. See you later, guys.